as soon as I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, I came back home here and then did my housemanship. Now I came back here because for love and service of the people. And then I did my NYC in Nnewi in Anambra State, and I came back to Benue, where I started my postgraduate studies. From there, the first hospital I built, the first one I built as a person, was in Agasha, a rural community in Guma local government. Because the women in Guma local government, Agasha, they had at that time and even now a very bad terrain, and they had one of the highest rates of maternal mortality. Because of the road network, the terrain is very terrible. So my first hospital as a person was set up in 2012 in a village to render obstetric services. That was a donation to the community. Up till now, we do free medical service for that community. That was the first thing. The second thing we established again was to scale up practice and render to less privileged. Today we give services to the pensioners, even eye services. Today we give services to the prisons and then orphanages, and that's how we have been giving back.
One day as a young man, recently when it became so difficult for pensioners in Benue, I saw him extending an olive branch to the pensioners. He came in and gave them succor in treatment, gave them free medical treatment. In fact, it was so good because people were dying. People didn't have money to even buy BP drugs. So he came with his medical team, treated them BP, treated them diabetes, treated them eye problems, and gave them drugs. He even extended money because I learned people, some doctors even collected account numbers and sent monies into some of the pensioners' account to continue buying medication after the free medical treatment. I think his ambition is good. It's good because he's a young man. We have tried elderly people. We need somebody who will come and rescue Benue State. We need somebody. There is economic genocide in Benue State. Economic genocide. We are not being paid. They are catapulting payment. Everything is just happening upside down. It's as if there is no voice for us. I don't know, but I think God will just bring succor. And I think if a young man like Hwande comes and he's honest the way he's treating the elderly and the less privileged, if he's sincere, we don't want somebody who will come and play politics with our lives anymore. Because people have come, they have played politics, people are dying. People are dying every day. People collapse in our meetings, we see them, and they go like that, non-payment. People expect even just 1 month payment. They collapse without getting the 1 month. What about the 13, 14 month outstanding? So if one day comes and he's sincere, and as a young man who has been in Benue State, who has seen what people have gone through, and he is sincere, I think he will ask.
Osisose wọn pa malu gomna o. On the wasi your malu gomna o. Benue State wọn pa wasi o bin ha. And sinenge ado shuma uwen uwele ayo bishima shi se masulumba wane ba jungwe se shi ikuayo mbakinya gbin na ha sheru wasin bishi aselu elu gomna ga baru wasin bishi ka na ha se Benue se yiro no yira jiri se avayo ava hame Benue awasi o shi chane Benue ipade ha ka to ka ilube sisose Hwande on da lumu ya ma vese Dr. Hwande so malu gomna Benue jela.
And then as part of social corporate responsibility, we have also given scholarships for over 5-6 years now. to students at the university, BSU. Annually, it's done every September in memory of my late mother. And we've set up piggery, rabbitry, gari processing to employ. Currently, as First Fertility Hospital is one of our subsidiaries. We also have KH&T Farms Investment is a subsidiary. We have Hwande Diagnostic Lab is a subsidiary. And these various subsidiaries have put together and employed close to 250 people now, and giving life, improving the lives of those who cannot, without us, would have been looking for jobs. So we think it's ongoing. It's ongoing. We are still scaling up, and we also collaborate with agencies to aid as much as possible. These are the few things that, as an organization, as a person, we have been doing right here in Benue State. Doctors make diagnosis, and I think Benue is very sick now, very, very sick. Sick in every system you mentioned, politically, culturally, even religious-wise. Benue is sick because when it rains, Benue has the worst flood drainage system. We've had series of floods every year, and nobody has looked at the issue of drainage. Benue is sick in terms of salary payments. They have not paid salary up to a year. Benue is sick in terms of employment. Recently, people have been retrenched. There are no industries to employ people. Benue is sick in terms of infrastructure. If you go around the state yourself, you can see. You will not even see very basic things like flyover or street lights or traffic lights operational. Benue is sick because people don't have potable water. Benue is sick, no rural roads. The hospitals are down. And what, if you ask, where should be our strength in agriculture? But we are not even into processing. Kebbi State, far in the north, where it rains only 3 months a year, has the largest rice factory in Africa. And they farm rice for our irrigation farming is down. We don't have any type of irrigation farming. So the food basket is empty now. It requires serious surgical intervention to remedy it. So for me, Benue was created in 1976. Anybody at 42 years that does not know his left from his right, or is like a ship on a sea that the captain is sleeping, he navigates in different directions without making headway. That is the way you can describe Benue, with a lot of potentials, but a sleeping giant. So it needs to be woken up. And you know, when you take somebody to theater and you operate, the person comes back alive, stronger and better. That is what the people of Benue want now. I want to quickly add, specifically, that the worst hit person is the common man. The worst hit person is the common man. Today, I've said this thing more than everywhere I go. 90% of the people in Benue went to public primary schools, and they have become professors. Today, nobody can go to a public primary school in Benue. And that is foundation. So, it's the common man whose salaries are not paid. The biggest industry in Benue, they call it civil service, unfortunately. And they don't pay. So, people cannot pay their rent. People cannot afford to pay school fees for their kids. They cannot afford basic living. And the life expectancy of a Benue person, I assure you, if you check now, maybe it's going towards 30-something years. Because recently, currently, when I check people, I've noticed that the blood pressure of people is on the increase, even in the younger age group. Because a young man wakes up, no job, cannot take care of his family. So, but of course, there's always hope. Because Dubai, a city in 1994 was a desert. They had hope, they had vision, they had focus. And Dubai is one of the best cities in the world. When Obama came on board in America, America was down economically, down, completely down, meltdown. But Obama, within 6 months, brought America out of that meltdown. Lagos, before Tinubu and Fashola and Ambode, if you go to places like Jegunle, you go to places like Oshodi, we were slums. Today it's different. So there's always hope if you have the right person. There's somebody with vision, somebody with focus, somebody who's organized, somebody who's poised to do it, knowing that it's possible, it's visible. I tell you, if as a doctor I brought IVF when nobody has brought in Benue, I've created a mark in Benue that it can work in Benue. Even if you don't have in Taraba or Nasarawa or Kogi, I brought it to Benue. So I'm not a doctor that does only appendix and hernia. I've thought outside the box. What Benue needs now, somebody that will think outside the box. And in trying to, having made the diagnosis, the first thing you need to do, if given the opportunity as governor of Benue, is to unite a divided people. Benue is so divided now. Divided on tribal lines, divided on political lines, divided on every aspect. Religious culture. There is so much division. Me and you know that there won't be any meaningful development progress at this state. So first, you need to bring in unity and stability. Bring in credibility into the system. No investor will come into a state that is, the balance sheets are completely in red. Benue is close to 80 billion in debts in the past 2 years. Which investor will come? Security-wise, we are not there. Will an investor come? So you need to restore peace. You need to restore unity. You need to restore security. You need to bring in confidence into the system. And that is the first thing. So I called down a laboratory test. The laboratory test will tell you the extent of the disease. And then the approach will also be very simple. Very, very simple. There was a governor in Benue in 1979 by the name Aperako, who came in 1979. In 4 years, 3 months, he was able to set up close to 20 organizations. He was able to set up because he realized that the value chain of Benue was an agrarian society. And that's why they call us food basket. So he knew that the strength of Benue was agriculture. And agriculture remains the strength of Benue. Even the Nigerian economy is thinking beyond the non-oil aspects as a way of growth, because we are too dependent on oil. Any government that is too dependent on federal allocation and on oil will not move forward. Lagos does not depend on federal allocation. When Tinubu was governor of Lagos, they did not give an allocation for close to a year or more, but Lagos survived. Am I lying? So you need to think beyond federal allocation. The current system thinks only about federal allocation. Now it will return to agrarian society. A governor came 4 years, 1979 to 83, set up Tarako mills, a milling system that should be making soybean oil, should have flour mills and other aspects. He set up Obudu Cattle Ranch, was supposed to Kogen Cattle Ranch, which was meant to bring about even dairy, yogurt and all this. He would have employed a lot. Tarakum is that employed because he was looking at the value system. Berebo was centered on fishery. He knew the value chain. He came down and established ADC. ADC was a hatchery. Was supposed to hatch chicks, was supposed to rear birds, eggs, rabbitry, and feed meal. He came up and set up Nigerian brewery, Benue Breweries. Benue Breweries was set up to produce lemon drinks, to utilize oranges and all that. He realized, and he set up a strong financial base, a lobby bank that will regulate, because you need a strong financial system. Now, let me tell you that the state secretary we use now was set up by the same person. The apparel system, the sports complex was set up by the same person. The tallest building in the state, Sheraton Hotel, was set up by the same person in the early 80s. No building is taller than that up till now. The roundabouts you see was set up by the same person. Benue Hotel was set up. The first Benue government house was set up by the same person. So modern market that we use till today was set up by the same person. I think when you are ready for the job, you do it without complaining. So it being ready. So it's to harness. If he developed a plan that was meant to run almost 50 years, but it was truncated. It was truncated. So we'll go back to the basis. Go back to processing. We'll have a huge fadama that runs from Kasinala through all the local governments for irrigation farming. It means that you can farm your produce 3 to 4 times a year. Up till now, Benue people farm only during rainy and dry season. Just one season thing. I was in Abuja over the weekend. We saw fresh granite. We saw fresh maize. They are not in Benue because those people are using irrigation farming. So we'll go back to the basis. Now, if you go back to this agriculture, the common man will benefit because it is the common man that farms this produce. So they will have value for their products. Currently, they don't have value for their products. So we'll return Benue to its strength. And this strength involves everybody. And they will move forward. Now, let me tell you the behavior here. Nobody goes back to complete a project somebody else has started. So you have a lot of abandoned projects. The Benue television, at some stage, is there. The tomato plant is at certain stages there. The yam flour industry in Kasinala is there. So there are multiple organizations that have been abandoned. They give me opportunity to serve. I will go back. If this one is 60% completed, this one is 70% complete, this one is 80% completed. When you complete, you are going to do what? Generate jobs. As soon as you complete, don't run it as government, because in developed societies, government does not run those corporations. You quickly go into what? Public-private partnership. And when you do public-private partnership, you can sell 51% shares to private investors. When you sell the 51%, government retains 49% just for employment and regulation. The 51% you have made money, you go into another investment. And then the economy begins to rejuvenate. For the youths, it's very straightforward. If you say you generate 1 billion every month from your IGR, you can send an executive bill to the assembly. You pick 200 million every month from your IGR into a dedicated account through the legislation. In 1 year, if you send 200 million every month, in 1 year you have 2.4 billion. You train the youths. In each 1 billion, there is 1,001 million. And a lot of people can set up small businesses with 1 million. And if you get 2.4 billion, that's close to 2,400 youths empowered to start small businesses. They will be off the streets. And those that are smart will become billionaires from there. So there's a lot we can do within a short period. Because for me, the mandate is a 4-year mandate to rescue Benue, to revive the Benue economy, and then integrate this Benue economy into the mainstream of the Nigerian economy. Ask me, what is the Benue known for in the Nigerian economy now? Really nothing. So I assure you, the first is to revive this economy and reintegrate it. For the common man, salaries, basic amenities, roads, food, water, light. And if you want to solve the issue of water, get 3 borehole drillers. Send them to each of the senatorial zones. Some of the borehole drillers drill borehole 2 to 3 hours. In 1 year, you would have solved the issue of water. So I think it's just the political way to do what is right. And then being accountable to the people. I think that is what Benue requires now. And that is the radical surgical operation that Benue requires to move forward.
What people need in Benue State is very basic things. Roads, accessibility, where they can carry the raw material to the market and so on. They need water. They need rural electrification. They need medical care for their people. And I think those are the kind of things I will advise him. Then I will also advise him not to have enemies. Although people may look at him as an enemy, but he himself should not hold anybody as an enemy. I have been told even on the streets that, this is the father of the governor. And I will say, yes, I don't call myself father of the governor to come in 2019. These people that tell me. So I think that the people know what they do. I believe so. They know what to do. And certainly I am confident that they will vote him. I'm very confident that they will vote him. For they cannot avoid to vote him. Because the people yearn for good leadership. The people want good leadership and good governance. So they will vote him. Mama kwa mongbe rijintan ga sa teru uma. Si ja chana nyomge. Na se he se wadun duwe be se kenken ga dia wundun ba na be sa shinemge ga. Na ige gwa so bati shangili igom nane. Musa no arme na lumuya. Aduwe be se ken yungwa se lu shimine. Sha se duwe se lu te ma se ka ruwe mi ma va ma Benue the whole Nigeria chichi ga ya. Tele wana kiriki na wana keko ro kunya kishi alo mo anu sha o ya so mi yo tikpa so Hwande hen to mu doctor la mfo aka nyanga so mo dambe lo anu na lumo ya anase yuangi
I want to tell you, I can't years. Someone or I don't believe casting by Benue. Mother negative one wasn't it? As I said, look to number one. I was sure one of a job. Till I just in town army. The sewer one. Shall we tell a G? The man was to say, I young came in a liar. Fina when I come for one got a count of Tilma can and my. Now the him was a can't even a gal 5 years of Christo was it. Amen.
If that man stand to become a governor, I think people will be happy. Because we like searching for people. After the promise of going to all the values local government for pensioners and treat them free. That is ongoing. So somebody like that young man is our son. Because he's the third person to come and search for us. He has not left us. We wanted to see the Ochi Doma. He gave us the vehicle, the other vehicle, and gave us the money for transportation. We wanted to go and see the Toti. He did the same thing, gave us the vehicle and transportation and chop money. So if that person, that son is very serious on his father, we are asking God that car shouldn't be the beginning. Car should be the beginning of the of his progress. We want that man. If I don't know, he is intending, if he can become the president of this chairman, governor of this state, I think common man will have cause to laugh because he's very up to now. Pensioners are treated free in his own fertility hospital. I went there and saw 3 of them operated free of charge. What else? So sometimes person, I really recommend him. If he can be our governor, people will not suffer. People will laugh. Because that's the fear of God in him. And the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom.
Dr. Stephen Terungwa Hwande, he is a great man. As a matter of fact, each time I think about his life and the things that he believes in, the principles that he lives by, I want to consider that he is an amazing and incomparable Nigerian, and most importantly, a Benue son. One thing that touches me about Dr. Hwande is the fact that he is an ardent and relentless and undying believer in the Benue cause. I've interfaced with a lot of people that his life have helped his program to bring about succor to our people. I know about his agri program, massive rice farm that he has all spread across different parts of Benue. And after harvest, he is helping many lives. And you would think that he should use this to make money. But again, the man is helping people. One thing about Dr. Hwande is that he cannot stand people suffer. He cannot stand the tears of people that are in need. I've come to the hospital again and again, and I see a lot of people who have been treated free of charge. Now, in Benue, the first fertility hospital, where he is the chief medical director, have given a lot of grace to women who are not fertile, who have problem with fertility. They've given free fertile aid to these women. I've been there to visit people in the hospital and also to pray with people, and some people don't even have money to pay, and he comes and say, well, you know what, you just go home. I'm grateful to God that you're fine. If you have money, you can come anytime and pay. This man believes in Benue. He is not just a doctor. He is one that is committed to the cause of the emancipation of the Benue people and the pursuit of the prosperity and happiness of the Benue people. I want to encourage everyone, like Dr. Hwande, put your hands on the plow. I believe, borrow leaf from Dr. Hwande in all that he is doing for the prosperity, promotion, and progress of Benue. And when all hands are on deck, that's the only way we can advance the cause of Benue. And that's why I continue to challenge the Benue people to arise. Benue people united to advance Benue. Not just Dr. Hwande alone. Let's all arise to continue to imbibe some of the virtues that this great Benue son is living by.
For me, uniting a people is a very straightforward thing. When you have not hurt anybody, then you unite the people. They are already divided because of political intrigues. I am coming as a technocrat. I'm coming as a doctor, a professional, who has not, because when you talk about this division, they're embedded in political differences. They're embedded in trying to outsmart one another. So if I call people now, because up to now, I'm just trying to retire from civil service. So if I call people, because I've not offended you, they will come. But if somebody has offended you and calls you, you won't come. You need an intermediary. And I'm coming as the intermediary. I'm a doctor. I've been working for everybody, whether rich or poor, Christian or Muslim, whether Yoruba or Igbo. So that gives me the right frame of mind, coming in newly and fresh without offending. If I say, come, let us solve this problem. Let us forgive each other. I think they will come. Let us move Benue forward. Let us have a new agenda. Let us create a new Benue. People will come. And that's why I think, coming from this frame, I don't have any political enemy because I've never been involved before. So that term neutrality can bring in unity. If I call the Hausa man, I've not offended them. So that is one aspect that we intend to do. And we tell everybody is important. Whether you're a taxi driver, whether you're a cadre, whether you have a role to play. Whether the church, whether a traditional institution, you have a role to play. The political class, you have a role. The unions, the civil servants, everybody will come together. When I say come together, not only the political class, everybody. Everybody's worried. So everybody has a role to play. The religious and all that. So we'll bring them together in a conference, and that's the first step. One thing that the Benue person, the citizen need now is somebody who will come in with a mind of separating politics and governance and focusing on governance. There has been so much of politics. Let us concentrate on governance and development. I'm coming from that perspective. I've never been a commissioner or PAMSA or all that, but we've set up corporations. We've set up valuable industries. So I think that if given the opportunity, is to continue to drive home the concept of development, concept of unity. And that is what the Benue person, and that does translate into every sector. I think that is what the Benue person needs now.